Oh my god. You guys. First of all, I know. Completely different. Let me know your opinions. However, today, it's kind of a sad video, I'd say. The last Group B video that we did, we talked about the history of rally, and it was specifically called When Rally Got Too Fast. And we kind of got to see how, I guess a way to describe it would be reckless. It kind of got after a while. And the video I wanted to do today was to discover more about the crash that basically ended Group B, or at least changed it forever. So today we're going to be checking out Group B rallying's tragic mystery, the Toivonen's Corner. As you all know, this is where there was that crazy crash. The car kind of just went in flames, and sadly it offed one of the drivers. So we're going to figure out, I guess, in this video how that happened, how things have changed to prevent that from happening again, and just, I guess, the history of that specific crash, because I really was interested in that. But as always, guys, thank you for being on this channel. Thank you for coming back week after week for my Group B rally videos. But I want to get more into other motorsport videos, so expect some, I believe it's called like G racing or B racing or something with the motorcycles. It's kind of like Formula One, but with motorcycles, and maybe some more rugby, some hockey chants. I want to get more into like other sports that we don't see in America, because that's kind of the whole point of this channel, to like learn about the abroad and things that I don't experience in the day-to-day. So if you're into that, subscribe. Make sure you like this video too, so I know you want me to do more sport reactions. And check out my other channels. I have a vlog channel, I have a music reaction channel, I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram, I got all the things. So check out all the stuff, but let's get into this tragic story. Okay.
But there is absolutely no stopping Henry Toivonen and Sergio Cresto, who are slowly but surely pulling away from Bruno Sebi.
Welcome to Corsica. I'm walking down to one of the most talked about and most tragic corners in all of motorsport, really, certainly in world rallying. This is the Corte stage. We're high above Corte, Pontalecchia down there.
So I'd assume he's talking about a lot of like touristy spots or locations. It looks like there's I'd call it a guardrail here. That's something we would have in America, but it's like a stone wall, not the Scotland one.
33 years ago, on May the 2nd,
33?
Henry Toivonen and Sergio Cresto bought their Lancia Delta S4 down this flat-out approach to what is a tightening left-hander here, and they didn't make the corner. They went...
First of all, the course, it looks like there's a decline, which would obviously make you go faster. The fact that it's on a hill or a mountain or something, I guess you can attribute the crash to speed. Like, y'all give me your opinions or what? Because I can't think that the driver would be reckless. Like, I feel like when you think of rally and the fact that it's been around for, what, like you said, 30-something years, I feel like the drivers had perfected their craft. So there's no way he was just being like reckless and, you know, driving sporadically just for the hell of it. Like, I'd assume that he's like a professional driver, you know?
Or down this flat-out approach.
Like, there's a little decline,
tightening left-hander here,
into a big curve.
and they didn't make the corner. They went straight on through.
Aye. This wall probably wasn't there beforehand. So they legit just straight off. Oh my god. Imagine how scary they... Rest in peace, guys. Oh, fuck.
Colin, this really is one of the most poignant corners in all of world rallying, isn't it?
Yeah, you might argue motorsport, all of
The
world
accent.
motorsport, David. It's a
Motorsport. It kind of sounds like Irish or Scottish or something like that. Something from the UK. We gotta do more accent reactions. I like that accent.
yeah, you might argue motorsport, all of world motorsport, David. It's a corner that changed the face of rallying, really, isn't it? You know, and we're talking now 33 years ago, but
The accent's kind of hot.
for an awful lot of people. You know, Henry Toivonen was.
Oh, look at him.
He was like a rock star of rallying, wasn't he? He was a rally god.
He was becoming...
He was certainly getting.
So freaking young too. Said he's a rally. So how did it happen? Like, someone explain down below. Like, what went wrong? Maybe did the drive shaft lock up? Did the transmission go out? Did the steering column like lock up? and they weren't able to turn? Did the brakes go out so they couldn't? Like, Lancia's, it's a common name. It sounds familiar. So I'm like, what was it? Was it driver's error? Was this homie asleep? The co-pilot? What happened?
He was certainly we had something different about him, didn't he? And
he would have been world
it looks like he has charisma.
He would have been, and it sent shockwaves around the world of rallying, and it changed rallying, because really that was more or less that, and the accident in Portugal was the end of the Group B era.
Accident in Portugal. So 2 big things happened. This sad cliff situation, and then something in Portugal. What happened? We got to react. Portugal.
Was, within days of the championship leaving the island here in Corsica, Jean-Marie Balestre had made the decision.
Yeah.
Group B would end, and there'd be no Group S. And
it's crazy.
You're right. The Portugal accident was huge, but so much of that came from what happened to Henry Toivonen and Sergio Cresto just
here
down there.
Very sadly here. Not an awful lot has changed here. It's obviously this wall is new. There was no wall here.
Yeah.
No.
See. But then I'm like, okay, before they drove off for the Group B rally, did no one else up until that point ever end up going off? Because, I'd have to assume someone or something, or I don't know, a cow, or maybe someone driving at night and it's like snowy, rainy, whatever. I feel like something had to have gone over at some point. So why wasn't there a wall built up until after? It's just kind of like a safety measure, right? Like, now they have the wall, but why wasn't it? I don't know.
3 years ago, but do you know what? It's still an accident that's shrouded in mystery, isn't it? No one really can say as yet what happened, and I think.
Oh wow.
It must be very difficult for an awful lot of people,
cameras?
particularly the family, not to know exactly what happened, and probably now never to know exactly what happened.
No, the one thing that we've seen pictures from around that time, exactly that day after the accident, we were talking to Martin Holmes, a fabulous journalist who's been around a lot longer than you and I, and he'd walked up from the finish back down the road, walked 4 kilometres back up to this point, and I think by then they'd got the car out.
Yeah.
But the trees down there, a lot of these trees have grown up in the last 33 years, obviously, but the trees were still burning.
Damn. So it was like, even if you could get down there, you couldn't get to them because everything was on fire. Damn. So 33 years ago. 33 years ago was like the 90s. There was videography in the 90s. Hell, we had VHS and cassette tapes and camcorders. So he's saying there were a lot of photos, but no video to see like when it happened. Like I was like, how, when we've seen all the spectators around, and they're always like on the sides. So how was that moment? Like, because that would give some answer, I feel like, as to what happened if it was caught on camera, but not just like photos, like video.
When Martin arrived on the scene here,
the car gone.
Oh my God! It burned down to the freaking frame of the car. Oh my God! And it's like caught on a tree, half on a ledge.
the car had gone.
Yeah.
But he got a picture of, there were some skid marks just after the apex of the corner. So he made some attempt at making the corner.
Right where we're sitting. Right where we're sitting. The corner slightly tightens, and you'll see that.
But there were no really hard, heavy braking marks at all, and he'd just gone straight through there.
And this is what adds to the mystery that surrounds it. You know, there's an awful lot of talk about the car. And listen, we know the Group B cars.
Oversteered, understeered, overcompensated his ability. I don't know. Again, I don't want to blame the driver, because again, they were regarding him earlier as if he's like the world champion, like he's one of the best. So, well, I don't know. Even they said to this day, no one knows what happened, like how that was able to happen.
You know, they were beasts, you know, homologated to anything up to 600 horsepower. If you turned the boost up, over 700 horsepower. That car in particular was very, very difficult to drive.
He was leading the rally though, with a good lead.
Lancia.
But yeah, it all, and then we know as
what
well,
are the big names
Bruno Sabi was second through the stage in his Peugeot, and he came down the road. It's a very, very quick.
Peugeot, that's a big one. So we got Peugeot, we got Lancia. I've seen a lot of Volkswagens. There were even, in a video we did before, there was a Toyota. So just like in Formula One, there's crazy big brands in rally. I want to check out more of the brands. I'm just thinking of content down the road, guys.
Approach to this tightening left-hander, super quick. With a kind of I think it's a right-hand kink that would probably be flat on big sticky slick tyres. So Sabi had come past and he'd seen a fire down there, but obviously there was no SOS board, there was no triangle, there was nothing.
And no obvious, as you say, signs on the road. You had to really look to see the...
Because there was no wall, so he hadn't gone through the wall, there was nothing.
This is dangerous.
And as I don't know if you can see, but the road goes right round the sort of head of that small valley there, and back down, and I think it was as he'd got to the other side over there, he looked down and he could see there was something wrong. It was not right. So he actually turned around in the stage there and drove back up, which you never ever do. It's just an absolute no-no to drive the wrong
almost
way.
Almost a head-on collision.
You can only imagine what must have been going through his mind.
He's like, I've got
to turn around and drive.
They obviously very quickly realised the severity of the situation, didn't they?
And he got back to...
Ooh. The muffler, I feel like that would weigh down the back. And then I saw the splitter in the front. A lot of aero goes into the building of these cars, just like in Formula One. Like how they make them, that would be a cool video. Like all the different pieces. Because it looks like it's all added on, just like body kits.
They quickly realised the severity of the situation, didn't they?
And he got back to here, and not long after that, Mickey Biasion was third car in, and they both stopped. And that was the point where they discovered it was him, and that was the point, the tragic point.
Can he not get out?
Tiziano Siviero, Biasion's co-driver, got on the radio and radioed the team. The team were waiting for him in Pontelecchia out of the stage.
Oh God.
He got on the radio and said, the car's burning. It's finished.
Yeah.
They're burning. They are burning. I mean, can you imagine?
Oh my God, I can't see the face. I can't see his face beforehand. Fuck. Excuse my language. What do you even... When your teammate gets on the radio and says that to you, what do you even... Like, it's just horror. You know how in NASCAR they have the nets on the windows? Were they not able to, like, jump out the nets? Just a lot of questions. And I'm getting more sad. More and more sad. Oh, God. Just more questions, but look forward to the more content, guys. It's coming.